Hello, altpress.com and YouTube Universe. My name is Scott Heisel. I'm the managing editor of Alternative Press Magazine, joined to my right and your left by Mr. Tim Kasher. Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
We are here live at the Fest 12. Behind us, as you can see, is the line of people stretching down miles long, all here to see Tim play tonight, and only Tim. Now, this is your first time in 12 years of there being a Fest. It's your first time actually playing the Fest. How is that possible?
I think it's just scheduling, honestly. I know that Cursive's wanted to do it for a lot of years and just it never lined up. Either we finished up or we were writing at the time and could never really justify taking, lining up that trip. So
it's kind of hard to get down here. Florida's kind of hard to get to unless you really want to go down there and do the whole thing. So now that said, you've been here for about 20 minutes. How has it been thus far? Have you enjoyed your experience?
No, it's probably 80 times more insane than I realized.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've been familiar of the Fest for like nearly these 12 years of which you speak, but I didn't know that it was just this insane. I guess it's just going to get a lot weirder as the night progresses.
It's also Halloween. We should point that out too. So you've played, and Cursive has played, and Good Life and yourself have played plenty of different festivals over the years. What are some tips that you could offer to people who are going to go attend a fest as like an attendee? Like, what are some tips you might offer up, or also for musicians if you're playing a fest too? Like, do you recommend like pacing yourself? Like, how do you go about living through a festival?
Okay, so I really don't know the Fest very well at all. I know that's in a lot of different clubs, and so I do know, I guess, a tip for any of like the younger bands, newer bands, is this is a really good chance for you to show how absolutely fucking fast you can be at setting up and taking down. This is like all that practice like that you've done of trying to be like the best, quickest, band, opening band, support act. It all comes down to tonight. Like, how fast can you set up and take down?
And keep someone's attention, basically. So.
Oh, and also, and sound checks are just not a thing. So that's kind of more for, like, old-timers like me who have come to expect sound checks. So it's like, well, I know that tonight's not going to happen.
Well, so also we should point out as well, today is Halloween, and you've been on this earth for a few dozen years at this point. So thinking back to your touring history, what's been Cursive or Good Life or your personal best Halloween costume when you were on tour?
Oh, God, I'm sorry. Nothing really comes to mind. Tonight might be the night.
Oh, yeah? What do you have planned for tonight?
Tonight, I found a really nice pink prom dress and a lot of blood and a blonde wig. So I'm going to go as Sissy Spacek Carrie, not.
How very hipster of you to go as the Sissy Space. Are you being serious right now?
I am being serious, but also it's not even hipster. It's like, it's an age thing. You said I've been alive for a few dozen years. I completely boycott Chloe's. I mean, I'm sure she's a nice young woman, but we don't need to remake Carrie.
Well, Chloe, if you're watching, drop him a tweet at Tim Kasher. Now, this is a man, we should also talk about this too. This is a man who, as far as I know, the only person on the planet who has a gold record made out of Velveeta cheese. Now, if you could maybe, I'm not lying, this is real. If you could maybe give us a bit of the backstory about how you achieved the edible gold record of which we speak.
It's just the strange. It's whatever the oddity is that we now exist in with Twitter and social media. I think it's about all I can say. It's just whoever, some weird marketer at Velveeta got noticed that I loved mac and cheese, Velveeta shells and cheese.
Well, you've been tweeting about it, right?
Oh, it's because I mentioned it for the Reader in Chicago, Chicago Reader. So they tracked that down, and then they're like, well, we want to send you something. And I was like, oh, sweet. Like maybe, a dozen boxes of shells and cheese. I'll accept that. I even politely wrote, oh, it's not necessary, but no, just send me shells and cheese. But yeah, they sent a gold record of it's really gross.
Has it? I mean, it's not like aging though. It looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's what's funny about Velveeta cheese. You don't have to.
So
you could probably eat it still. It's been months.
Now, do you have it like in prominent display in your house?
No, I'm waiting to. I'm trying to get it to Omaha. I live in Chicago. I'm trying to get it to Omaha. I'll probably pick it up on this tour actually. Because, the Cursive guys, we have a bar, and they want to hang it up prominently in the bar.
That's a pretty good, bar thing. Although I would be afraid that some asshole would, get drunk and, demand to break it open and make it or something like that. Are you worried that someone might want to cannibalize your gold record?
I'd probably just become part of the story.
All right, there you go. So we have a band behind us that's now. It's cool. So we should talk a little bit about your new record, Adult Film, which just came out a few weeks ago on Saddle Creek Records. That's your that's your longtime record label. You've been with them for many, many years. So what I like about Adult Film is that I like just how the title can kind of go a number of different ways. It's not, I think people hear it and they immediately think like, oh, it's adult film. They think of something that's, pornographic in nature. But when you listen to the record, the lyrics kind of don't necessarily paint that straight of a picture, even though there is a lot of sexuality in the album. So when you were coming up with that, were you purposely doing that wordplay to make people kind of question what their... All right. Were you purposely, using that kind of wordplay and double meanings to kind of mess with people's minds a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the title clicked just that afternoon when that term popped in my head, and I spent a moment thinking about how funny that term actually is, adult film. And it obviously means essentially only one thing to us, is pornography. And I just started thinking about like the filminess, like the film, or like that we collect on ourselves as we get older. So yeah, I thought it was a good way to reclaim those two words.
You're taking it back.
Yeah.
All right. But that said, if you are in a pornographic film and you need a soundtrack, there is not much worse you could do than Adult Film, the album by Tim Kasher. So get on Spotify, get those 13 point whatever cents in royalties. That's good.
Yeah,
So.
please do.
What's been like your smallest Spotify royalty check? Has it been like infinitesimally small?
I don't receive them myself, so I don't know. But I'm sure they're absolutely small.
Well, so you have to get out there, stream their whole catalog, everything. He's got like 25 records at this point. So, well, before I let you go, I do want to talk one more question about the record. So, it's as Tim Kasher, it's your second solo record, but obviously you've had a very long and fruitful musical career. So now that the record's out, what do you think your next move is going to be in making records? Do you want to keep making solo records? Do you have another band record lined up? And if so, what would that be?
I don't really know. I mean, I'm writing more music just because that's what I always do, and I'll likely do a third solo album, and I haven't really looked that much further than that. I'm not even sure I'm doing that. I just kind of figure I'll have these songs, and that's probably what I'll do with them. I don't know. I think I need to put a lot of emphasis on reminding myself that I'm still young, and that I can still do a lot of things. I feel like that's been becoming more and more difficult to remind myself. So yeah, I don't know, at least another record. How about that?
All right. And then you'll probably tour that, and then another record, and then tour that. It's a groundbreaking concept that no one's really worked on before. So, all right, well, we're going to say goodbye right now. Tim Kasher, thanks very much for having me.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure, of course. So take care. Pick up the new Tim Kasher album, Adult Film, out right now. It is a very enjoyable record. We gave it 4 stars, I believe.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You should thank us. We are very good to you. So. All right, take care, YouTube. All right.